What's up everyone? Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking all about entrepreneurship. After we posted our video titled, Can You Make a Living Making Dog Bandanas? And then in person a lot recently, people have just been giving us a lot of questions about our business, and especially when people say,
and that pays the bills?
Really just like pushes my buttons, and along with Nicholas, he agrees. We wouldn't be doing this if it didn't pay our bills, because we would get evicted, I think. Like, you have to pay your bills, it's important. And yes, our business does pay the bills. So I thought I should just go into depth about our business and how we do what we do. And on our Instagram at @TailsUpPup, I put a little question poll and said, ask me your questions about starting a business. And surprisingly, a lot of people who follow us are also either aspiring entrepreneurs or people who have already started. So they have questions, and obviously I don't have all the answers. We are still pretty new. We're about 6 months in now, but we have grown a lot in the 6 months. And it's really exciting because from March, Gracie's thirsty. It's really, I'll just wait till she's finished. It is really exciting because from the month of March to the month of April, we doubled in sales. So when people ask us our goals, we really have a hard time coming up with a specific number with goals because we are growing so fast. And that is a question I think we got 3 times. How do you get exposure when you are a new brand? I have a small business and struggling with sales, so how do you get that? And how you built your client base and continue to grow. So that obviously is very important when you're starting business, because you can't sell things if there aren't people to buy them. So we strongly believe in advertising. How do you expect someone to buy something if they don't know about it? You have to put your product in front of people. So we put money into Facebook and Instagram advertising. Those are the main 2 platforms that we advertise on. And we see a great return. It is well worth our money. Obviously, sometimes some ads do better than others, just like some posts do better than others, but I mean, it really works for us, and I think that you should try it out if you are on an online business or even a brick and mortar store. Someone did ask us if we are a brick and mortar store, and we are not. As cool as I think it would be to have a brick and mortar store, I think that we can take the money that we would put into that and put it into our online business and thrive more, at least at this moment in time. And we do make everything to order for our business, and that would cause a lot of having to make things ahead of time if we had a brick and mortar store. So it just isn't in our near future, at least. Along with how do you get sales, you have to make sure that you have a good product. Obviously, if you're selling something that isn't a good quality, or photographing it is really important because it needs to look appealing to your customer. So we put a lot of effort into photographing and making our website look really nice, and making those ads look really good by having a good caption, having a very high quality picture, and making it easy for your customer to purchase. If there's a barrier between the ad or the post or whatever you're doing that your customer wants to buy from, they're gonna stop. Like, you need to make it super easy for them, otherwise they're not gonna put in the effort and you would lose the sale. Another thing is the adds to cart versus the purchases made is so crazy, and it's not just for us, it's for everyone. A lot of people put things in their cart and then never finish buying the product, and so if you can retarget those people, you can do that with an ad or with an email. That we haven't tried that long enough to know how well it works for our business, but I know that in general that's a good way, because you know the person's interested. If they put it in their cart, they kind of like it, and so they just need to finish. So you need to remind them, hey, you left this in your cart. The next question is, how did you know it was the right time to start? And I think this is probably the most common answer that someone would give, but there never is the right time to start. You just gotta go for it. And if you know our story, it was I just came home one day, told Nick I had this idea, and that day we went out and bought some stuff to try to get this going. So there was no time to even think about is this the right time? We just kind of went for it and hoped for the best. And I hope that if you're thinking about it, that you go and just start doing it. Even if you start as a hobby and not, you might not try to do it as your full time at first, but just try. So the next person asked, was it scary to start without knowing how it would be? And yes, you have to put something in to get something back, and you're not sure if you're going to get it back. So that is probably the scariest part. But with our business, we didn't have to put a huge amount of money. If we started with all of the products that we have now, that would have been way scarier, but we started with just bandanas. So we spent about $1,000 to start off, which isn't that much when it comes to a business. And it really just comes with being like little steps until you can be what you want to be. And obviously, we'll probably never be what we want to be for a long time because you just grow little by little. The dogs are going crazy. But it starts with an idea, then you just take one step to bring that idea to life, and then as we kept growing, we kept bringing more products in. Like I said, we started with bandanas, then we went to bow ties because that was something else we could make, and then we brought in other products from other companies that we also sell, like our toys, our collars, our leashes, things like that. This is a very good question. Do you have a time limit you put on yourself so you don't work too much, or no? And the answer to that is really no, but that's like the hardest thing. I know Nick said when we started our own business that his favorite thing was going to be that he could create his own schedule. And I think he would still say that that is his favorite thing, but it's probably also the least favorite thing. I mean, it's so nice to be able to go do something fun in the day, but then you're gonna work at night. It's really hard, especially when it's in your own house, to ever just put it down and relax. For me, it causes me a lot of stress when there's a lot of orders waiting and I just can't handle it, so I have to go down there and work until everything's done, even though I might have been working for like 10 hours already. I just can't stop, and it's really, really hard. If I could even like drive home and put it aside that way, I think it would be a little easier. But I also love having everything in one spot because I can just go downstairs and get to work. But it is hard to put a time limit on, and that is something that we are working on. Someone asked if it's easier to make bandanas ahead of time or to order. Like I mentioned, we do make all of our bandanas to order, but it might be easier to make them ahead of time. I know some of our competitors, girls that I follow on Instagram too, have said that they make theirs ahead of time, and I have thought about it because it would be nice to say, this is how many we have, they're already made, and then once they're ordered, you can just ship them out. But either way, they're having to get made, so I stick with having to make them to order because then I can really get the right amount of sizes out, because you never know like what size a dog's gonna be. So if I cut 4 large and 4 medium and that was it, then I might be sad if another person wanted a large and I only had a medium left, if that makes sense. The next question is what I wish another entrepreneur would have told me before starting my business. And there's a lot of things that I wish I would have known before starting a business, but I think the number one thing would be all of the little things that we had to figure out along the way. But that's also like kind of made us like know how a business works. But it would be nice if there was a manual to entrepreneurship and starting a business. But I guess the reason there's not is because every business is so different, and it would be very hard to have a manual that answered everyone's questions. But it is very hard to find answers to things, so hopefully this will be helpful if you're trying to start a business. But even things like shipping and stuff can be hard to figure out, so I don't know, you just kind of have to learn as you go. The next question is what my favorite thing is about owning a business and what we hope to grow. My favorite thing about owning Tails Up Pup is seeing all of the dogs in their bandanas and bow ties and collars, whatever they're buying. I love seeing customer photos because it makes me so excited. And then my number one thing is like the big moments in life, whether the dog's in the wedding or a proposal or a baby announcement. Those are so cool that we get to be a part of them, and I just cherish all those moments, especially when they share them with us. What I hope to grow, I guess just like more sales over time, maybe bringing in other products. I can't really think of another product we would want to bring in right now because we really have everything I could ever think I would want. But obviously trends change, new items come out, and like we went to the Global Pet Expo, when we got back we talked about if we thought we would go again, and I really think that we will probably go again because it is so much fun to walk around and see all the fun products. And I'm sure there will be many of new things in the next year. So that's a fun way to grow and find new things. The last question I'm going to answer is tips on packaging bandanas, packaging in general, and the looks and functionality. And to Nick and I, packaging was one of the most important things because it's the initial thing that a customer sees about your brand and your product. And to be honest, when I receive something that's in like a plain white or tan box, it's pretty sad. I like to get something fun and exciting. And so we like our packaging, and we wrap everything in tissue paper and put our logo sticker on there. I think it's really fun, and a lot of people share them opening their packages with us, and I think that's because they like our packaging, which is so much fun. I love getting to see unboxings of our products. So those are all of the questions I'm going to answer today. I hope that you got a little insight on entrepreneurship and owning a small business, especially at a young age. I am 24, so it's pretty cool that Nick and I own 2 businesses at such a young age, and that this one has grown so much. If you are aspiring to start your own business or have just started, a lot of these questions came from people that seem like they're very interested in learning how to grow their business or start a business. I really hope that you go for it and just take a baby step towards your next goal and what you want to accomplish. I mean, it can just be starting your Etsy shop with one product and see how that goes. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below or send me a DM over at Tails Up Pup, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!